Welcome to the 13th edition of Klugula's Classics. I actually had a Skype interview moments ago, so I figured, hell, I got this all set up lighting-wise. I'm dressed nice. First time I've gotten dressed in actual clothes in days and days and days. So I figured I'd just use this setup. I got a new haircut. Everything's looking great for this next edition here. So this one I'm going to start. This will be probably days worth of entries because this is a long story. This is something I wrote in, I'm going to say probably sophomore year, age 15, 16. And I know that because this is my response to the underwater sci-fi horror craze of the 1989 summer season. If you recall, Leviathan, Deep Star 6, The Abyss came out. I think there was one called Lords of the Deep with Three's Company, Priscilla Barnes, which I've actually never seen. So I obviously was very in depth into those things and intrigued by those, so I needed to write my own um, undersea adventure. And this is only the first packet because I didn't want to staple too many, but this has like 60 pages of handwritten stuff. I don't even know if it was ever completed, but this could be an interesting one. A little side note, I do recall vividly turning in some of my pages to one of my English teachers sophomore year, and I was so proud that in this particular story, I'd done two things. One, I did research, which was basically looking up the depth of the Mariana Trench, if you're familiar with that thing in the Pacific Ocean. So I looked that up. So that was legit research. The second thing is I wrote my first actual love scene, which lasts maybe 5 seconds in here, 3 page or a couple of lines. But anyway, I was 15, so I was pretty proud of myself. So let me get started. So it's called Below the Surface, and I actually have like a tagline on the front page, and I'll just be reading the first chapter. Yes, there are chapter numbers, so this is a long, legit story. Up for something deep, something drenched in terror, something that will make you swim as fast as you can the next time you're underwater? You're up for Below the Surface. Try to make it to the surface alive. All right. Well, there's a prologue even. This fancy, you know what. Prologue. Below the surface. In the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, many creatures can't be seen in their natural habitat. Or can be seen, excuse me. No one has ever dared to venture that far below the surface, though. Not until now. 4 years, years and years ago. Oh my God. Okay, so I even left a blank space for the miles of the Mariana Trench. So I apparently didn't do the research because there's no number here unless it shows up later. Years and years ago, blank miles below the surface of the Pacific Ocean in the Mariana Trench, where a human being can be squashed like a grape from the tremendous pressure, a man built his own submarine. He thought he constructed the perfect vehicle for this journey. The man was wrong. His name was Johnson Lapierre. He took himself into the unknown depths of the deepest trench in the world. Most say he never made it. Others say he did, but not alive. Back in 1991 was when he made his trip, never to be seen again, until now. Chapter 1. The Jake Long sponsored expedition started in the Philippines. Manila was where they got into the water. The year is 2011. Wow. The crew, Walter Michaels, captain, age 34. Alyssa Eric, electronics, age 25. Alan Sands, medical, age 39. Lake Michaels, electronics, 26. Carrie Gordon, marine biologist, 30. Wade Jensen, underwater, 31. Lori Simonson, underwater, 33. James Mann, underwater, 29. These 8 people's mission is to retrieve and study the remains of Johnson Lapierre and submarine, if any. Carrie Gordon was to come along to study any unknown organisms, if any were encountered. Wade Jensen, Lori Simonson, and James Mann were the 3 to retrieve the remains. Alan Sands had been a doctor for 12 years. Jake Long thought him perfect for the expedition. Walter and Lake Michaels were brothers. Lake always wanted to follow in his brother's footsteps and work alongside him. This was his opportunity. Now it begins. Everyone here and accounted for. Let's go. Lake Michaels patted his brother Walter on the back. This is so exciting. God, I love this. Walter patted him back. Settle down. We haven't even gone under. It'll be exciting later. Behind them, Alyssa Eric and James Mann spoke quietly amongst themselves. Listen, Alyssa pushed James away. Just because we used to be going out does not mean we are now. I don't know if I like the idea of spending an entire month underwater with you. Come on, Alyssa, I love you. James put his hands on her waist. Yeah. Did you love Marion Jensky, Pensky, whatever her name is? Is that why I caught you in bed with her? Because you love me, you slept with another woman. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to believe you. Just because I'm blonde doesn't make me an idiot. Got it? You're slime. We work together. That's it. Do you understand? Good. Alyssa pushed his hands away and stormed off to Walter. Bitch, James murmured and headed off to the submersible that would take them to the base hidden somewhere below the surface that glimmered from the sinking sun. First, I'd like to brief you on your rules and jobs. First of all, no booze. It is allowed, but only if it's 24 hours before an assignment. Anytime 24 hours before a job is permitted. Anytime 24 hours left to a job is strictly prohibited. Drugs, which I'm sure none of you have, but I don't know all of you, so any drugs you have, get rid of them, now. No one moved at Walter's last remark. Good, we're ready. Everybody have everything? Other than the last two rules and the brief explanation of machines below, you're on your own. You know your jobs. We're on our way. Oh, one thing. You men got condoms? The men looked at him in surprise. Just kidding. Walter signaled for the hatch to be shut. I'm not. James pulled out 3 packages of 12 condoms. I'm gonna be busy. He looked over at Alyssa, who conversed with the other 2 women. Real busy. He and Wade Jensen laughed uncontrollably. Wow, this is going to be an interesting journey. I don't remember anything much about this other than I know that this was my first love scene written. This should be a hoot, so I hope you will follow along. Tomorrow I will move into chapter 2. Now that everything has been so perfectly established, it'll be an easy follow along from here on out, because you guys understand the characters, you know, their histories, the depth of the places they'll go mentally and physically into the Mariana Trench, which is blank miles under the surface. Please join me tomorrow. We will continue below the surface for your laughter, your enjoyment, and to keep your sanity in this quarantine. Quadruple S, stay safe, stay secure, stay well stocked, and please be smart. I will certainly plan to see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.